Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style, and today I thought I'd come and talk to you about choosing patterns to suit your value contrast. So this could be in a top or a dress or something like a scarf. So when we're thinking about value contrast, value just is the technical word for the difference between how light and dark a colour is. So really light colours, they may have a lot of white in them. We have really dark colours, they have a lot of black in them. Or of course we can go black and white, which is the highest value contrast you can get. So if I was choosing a scarf or a pattern like this, what you'll notice is this is too high a value contrast for me. So I'm more medium value contrast. This is a high value contrast and it really wears me. You see the pattern before you see me. It really dominates what you see. And so something like this just doesn't work. Now, when I had the really dark hair and really pale skin and I was much more like Snow White in my colouring, this worked. But now that my hair's got lighter and I'm currently in my transition to greys, so, it's definitely lowered my value contrast. Now I've got a kind of medium to slightly medium dark coloured eye with fairer skin, but still, and my hair is a little bit lighter. It depends which bit you're looking at the moment. There's a toner in it, so it's a little bit darker than it is normally, I think. Still discovering what it's turning into, but it's still too high value contrast. It really just wears me rather than me wearing the scarf, which is what I want. Now, say I really am wearing a dark bottom. So say it's middle of winter and I've got my black boots on and I've got a black skirt on or dark navy or something like that, and I want to wear something that's light and dark to bring that in. I could choose instead something like this pattern, which has got elements of black in it, but it's not as extreme. You can see it's got these pieces of black, but it's got more overall lighter colours which suit me. And so it's much easier for me to wear, but those black bits still stand out. So it's not as blended as I would like. So I always think about the more blended a pattern is, the easier it is to wear if you have a more blended colouring or a lower value contrast. If you've got a high value contrast, the blended doesn't matter, but when you've got a lower value contrast, a more blended pattern makes it much easier. So for an example, this is a very blended pattern here, where really you don't notice the difference between the light and the dark on it because it's really very blended. So, and it's very light and medium light. It's quite a low value contrast in itself. It's an overall light value. It works much better for me because I'm overall more light value than something like this, which notice that the pattern isn't drawing your attention in the same way that when I pop this on, the pattern just grabs your attention. It's all you can see is the garment rather than me. And so ideally what we want to do is create me as the focus or you as the focus in your clothes. So you're wearing the clothes rather than the clothes wearing you. That much is very much the clothes are wearing me. But it's always thinking about, if I've got something darker on, I want a little bit more contrast. Something like this is a great one. And what this has got is light, medium, medium light, medium dark, all in the one. And so it's a very easy kind of pattern to wear, particularly if I'm wanting to blend some darker pants or darker jeans with something lighter on the top. But it's overall still lighter. It works better with my value contrast. And my overall ideal value. So if you are looking at patterns, if you are thinking about which ones to choose, do take your value contrast and your ideal value into consideration. So your ideal value is how overall light or dark you want your outfit to be. So it's a similar value or lightness or darkness to your hair. So at the moment my hair is kind of medium light. So I'm looking for more medium light rather than really light. When I was blonde, it was overall very light. When I was a dark brunette, it was and black, it was overall very dark. So this can change with hair color. It's something to be aware of, that if you change your hair, your value will change, and what really suits you will change. And I remember many years ago, I got some highlights put in my hair, and I remember everything I bought because it lowered down my overall value. Everything I bought in that time, when I went back to being dark, I got rid of the highlights because they were too yellow, they were too warm. That everything I bought in that period just didn't work properly because it didn't have enough overall dark value. Now that I am, I've been blonde for a number of years, now I'm going into my natural platinum or light black, as my son used to call grey when he was a little boy. And I said, what colour's, mummy's roots? And he was like, I think he was about 3 at the time. He didn't know the word for grey. And he went, light black, mummy. So I got light black hair at the moment, but it's really quite light black, and I've got some quite white bits. So we will see as my hair changes about what my ideal value changes to. So something like this can work very well, more in this kind of medium light with some little bits of dark, which work with my kind of darker jeans that I am wearing today. So that is just some little tips and tricks for you to think about when you are choosing patterns for yourself that create harmony and balance with your appearance. Bye for now.